I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe, helps us immensely. Now this opening clip here is to do with set traffic lights. We're keeping a good distance from the white car, and watching closely you can see us approaching some traffic lights. Now when it changes to amber, what should we be looking to do? Let's see what this car does in front. There it goes, amber. Did he have the time to stop? I think so. I think it's just sort of for poor driving there. Anyway, on to the next clip. Anyway, in this clip here we're looking at the red van in front of us. No problem at the moment, entering the roundabout. Now he tends to take the third exit here, going to London. Now as he moves into the roundabout he selects the correct lane, so all is good and all is well. There it is, as it says on the road, London A3. Then look what happens here. He cuts into the middle, which is the lane that's now going back to Worcester Park from where he just come from. Problem with that is, what about cars coming out of the next exit now? Fortunately for him, there's no one there. So he sort of indicates and then he cuts right back to the outer lane again and then leaves. Now there would have been cars coming there, he would have been sending completely and utterly the wrong message. Okay, not very good. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to stick with this guy for a little bit longer because again, this awareness thing. He's coming up to join the dual carriageway, the A3. Now on doing so, what we're looking at is a van coming up on the right hand side. There it is. Now he should be letting that van know that he would like to join. There's a nice gap there. Plenty of room for him to fit in. But what does this guy do? Nothing. The van doesn't think he's joining at this stage. He's going to stay there and filter off. Now comes the indication. There it is. Why has he left it so late? And in doing so, that can be very poor for this van driver. Look, he had to brake there to accommodate him. Yeah, this is how accidents occur. Anyway, on to the next. Now in this clip here, this is in reference to a cyclist. Now look at the weather, it's quite awful actually. And we see a cyclist coming up from the left and then pass us. A little bit of consideration from the car coming the other way would have been nice here. The guy not really dressed too well for this weather, probably trying to get home rather quickly. And as we come through this narrowing of the road, a car coming the other way, he can see the cyclist quite clearly. What does he do about it? It's very clear to see as he approaches. Doesn't even slow down at all. 1.5? I don't think so. Again, very, very poor there, certainly in this weather. Got to keep an eye out for cyclists, they're very vulnerable on the road. Okay, on to the next clip. Okay, on this clip here, we look at the car that's just pulled out of their driveway and we are taking a left here. Now look at the distance of that car, where they are now, and as we go into the road, they will pick up the speed quite quickly. So straight away when we're looking in our mirror and we see them that close, we kind of figure what their attention is going to be. Look at the position on the road. They're already moving out. Obviously not very keen on learners. Want to get past them as soon as they possibly can, whatever the road may be. Didn't need to do that at all. And we just go with the flow where that's concerned. Anyway, on to the next. Okay, we're in the same area here where lots of learners come. We're going to be making a left here and we're going to be faced with yet an instructor coming towards us, which I think possibly could have done better here. Learning opportunity. Red car on the right hand side. There's the learner coming up the road and he could have presented this, I think, better to his pupil. There's only enough room there for one car and you'll see how this pans out. So we had to come to a complete stop, which I don't have a problem with. But if I was in the car coming the other way, I think I would have showed a little bit more instruction there, to be honest. Anyway, on to the next. Okay, in this clip here, it's about this approaching this pedestrian crossing. It changes amber, goes to red, and we've got a father and a son looking to cross. So what is the problem with this clip? You might add, nothing at this moment in time. It's what's really going on behind us, which is the real issue here, which we're going to have a look at shortly. But we're going to let this play out further as we move away on the green lights. And on doing so, there's a car that passes us on the right who is the real issue. And as you see, as he moves off, no indication left, goes from middle lane to right to sort of middle of the roundabout and straight on, flies off down in the distance. Let's have a look at the back camera and you can see what this is all about. Harassing a learner driver. You'll see the light come on, the brake light from our car on the top of the screen. There it is, as we're slowing down for the light. Watch the reaction, both hands off the steering wheel, in front of his face, because we stopped at a pedestrian crossing, which you just saw from the front view. Then he goes right up the back of our car. The closeness doesn't do it justice. Then he's all hands up again. This is as they're crossing. I mean, exactly what was he expecting us to do? And why is he getting so angry? Yes, if we wouldn't have stopped for that light, he expected us to go through an amber. What did he intend to do? If we had gone through the amber, go through the red? Then he's angry again as we move away. You saw the front camera, but it didn't take us too long from amber to green to move off. Doesn't like learners, that's for sure. Very, very poor driving. He needs removing off the road. Okay, this clip, simple one on the M25. We're looking at the car approaching us on the left as you see it. Doing nothing wrong actually, passing us, no problem at all. As you look in the front camera, look how clear it is in the left-hand lane. And what he does, he wants to get past, he wants to make progress. He can't seem to squeeze over to the right because of the traffic, probably that car in the van. So he thinks the best thing to do is undertake the traffic. Now, as much as he shouldn't be technically undertaking the traffic, there's a certain amount you can't blame. It's a sense that what is that car in that white van doing? There's no reason to be in the second lane. There's no slip off road coming up. They're just staying lane hogging the second lane. That car, as you can see, now has disappeared into the distance and undertake a few other cars in the process of doing that. Now look how clear that left lane is. Very, very clear, and yet the two vehicles in question still remain in the second lane. There's absolutely no need to be there, and this is why sometimes people undertake wrongly, but they do so because of this sort of pressure on the road. Okay, in this clip here, it's a simple one coming up to the mini roundabouts. Just giving you a little brief view of what's going on behind us. The Audi's a little bit closer than what we would like, so it gets the idea that with the pressure we have as we move into this roundabout. So we come to a stop and we're looking to turn right. We have our indicator on and we're looking for the moment that we can actually move off, giving way to the right, of course, as always. Now, there's a yellow car coming from the left, and that's the one that's going around that we're going to take advantage of, this one here. As we see they're going to go around the roundabout, they should stop them from moving, of course, and then we can move off and go right. Simple as, or at least it should be. There they go, we start to move. But what does the one on the right do? Nothing. They actually pull right in front of us regardless, and then the vehicles carry on going. And they really, really shouldn't be doing that. A little bit more courtesy to a learner would have been nice. We did move off at the correct time. Okay, on this clip here, what we're looking at is the young lady behind us while we're waiting in a contraflow system. So while we're waiting, what's the first thing people seem to do these days? Yeah, of course, it's pick up the mobile phone. Keeps flicking her eyes up and looking. How sure are we it's a mobile phone? Well, if we just hang on a little second, there it is. and she carries on doing so. But in doing so, when we do eventually move away, she tailgates us, which makes it even worse. As we move through the roadworks ahead, we're looking at a car coming out from a junction on the right, and it's about timing really. As they pinch out, we see the car, we sort of slow down, but they've got to make the decision whether it's safe to pull out. We've got this car tailgating us, so it doesn't help us when, as we get closer, they just pull out regardless. We're actually closer than what it actually appears to be, and we have to make some gentle braking decision there. As we move forward, there's a black car coming out from the left junction, but what it's about is about an approaching bike on our left, trying to pass the car. See the bike coming up, this one here, and as they go up on the inside of the car, is there enough room? And more importantly, what about the car? Has he seen the cyclist? I think it gets quite tight there. Look at that. It's only 1.5 metres. Very, very narrow. And the cyclist has to take some sort of responsibility when making those manoeuvres, because it's unsafe. Okay, on this clip here we're looking to turn left. We'll come a front view of the camera in a minute. Just want to show you what was going on behind while we was waiting to turn left. We've got to build up a couple of cars. Could have been totally unnecessary actually. As we go into the road. Now we have a look at the front view, you see what the cause of that was. Here we are approaching the left hand turn, the car just on the inside there decide at that point to do a turn in the road. Now that's right on top of the edge of a junction. It's not exactly the best place for it at all, holding everything up on the main road, you see, whereas if they could have just been a bit further down the road, they could have done it quite easily and it wouldn't have held anything up. It's just a bit of consideration. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel out. I very much appreciate it. Have a good Christmas and I'll see you in the new year. Bye bye for now.